What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm a Toy Sheik. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the Takara Hasbro Battle Beasts line, Series 1 to be exact, the first 28 figures. We're going to give you a nice, detailed, comprehensive guide on how to collect all of this madness that awaits for you in this awesome little animal kingdom that fit in the palm of our hands. If you guys ever wanted to know all the variants, what to look for, what's the history, we're going to try to give you the most precise and comprehensive amount of information we can today. And we got to give many thanks and appreciation to Beastformers for all the help and questions that he answered on this project that I had. He's basically the oracle of knowledge, the scholar, the written scholar of Battle Beast history and lore. As long as I've collected Battle Beasts, he's been on old forums. He's been the guy. Please check out beastformers.blog. We spoke about him before in past Battle Beast videos, but if you're looking for information besides this stupid little video that we're going to make for you today, that's the one. He knows everything, whether it's about like international variants, the original official line that was released in Japan or in America. You're definitely going to find the information on his site. Please go through there. I've used them. I still use them all the time. There's downloads. There's people that have contributed to the Battle Beast community with so many rare items that he keeps track of. So you'll definitely a wealth of knowledge that will really expand your Battle Beast world and make you crave more and more and just suck your wallet even more dry. But he's definitely, that's the go-to guy. So thank you so much for all your hard work and time you spent answering questions that I'm sure you could have been doing something else. I much appreciate it. You can also check out littlerubberguys.com. Back in the day, that's where he was from. We used to use that site, and it's not just Battle Beasts. It has little minifigure love of all styles, but it's definitely a Battle Beast one. I don't know if it's still used as much. It is an old forum page, but it is still filled with a lot of past posts that are full of incredible knowledge on variants, collections, all kinds of stuff. All obscure questions that you might have about the line, you're probably going to find it on Little Rubber Guys or beastformers.blog. So please, I'll put links down below. Please so check those guys out, and many thanks to them, as well as so many thanks to all the new subscribers we've gotten over the past month. I'm so appreciative of that. It is amazing. And I put a lot of hard work into this video, like 3 weeks. I've refilmed it a couple times. There's so much information, and I tried to give you the most comprehensive and precise as I could while not making it ridiculously long and boring. So hopefully you guys will get something out of it, and you won't find it too bad, and you won't skip through it too much. But please hit that like button and stay tuned for future series. We'll deep dive into series 2 and 3 and all the stuff that has been released through Battle Beasts. But you got to start somewhere. So today we're starting with series 1. It's going to be amazing. A lot of really great stuff to see. I love talking about Battle Beasts. I could talk about all day. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And let's go. All right. So maybe you want something a little bit more physical media to hold in your hands and help you collect. You gotta get this book right here, bro. This is Lee's Toy Review, issue number 160, 2006. This is the Bible for me. I didn't have forums and internet pages before when I was collecting toys early on. It wasn't like a big thing. I bought these books with these pull-out guides, and I studied the shit out of them. Lee's is really great. It came out during a time when we had a ton of toy magazines. There's Toy Fair, there's Tomarts, which also has a lot of really good guides for retro toys if you guys are looking for things to be able to help you complete your checklist or whatnot. But a lot of issues in Lee's came out with pull-out guides to cover all the major lines that we oogle over still today. Motu, Turtles, all the gens of Transformers, Star Wars, G.I. Joe. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I have a stack of all these things. But this one, issue number 160, is going to be the Battle Beast issue. Man, I studied every name on this thing, dude. So you got the American name, you got the Japanese name, you get your numbers so you can know which beast came out and checklist. And if you had never seen all these before, you're seeing all these new like beasts. So you got all the different ones, series 1, 2, 3, as well as the introduction of Laserbeasts or the Shadow Warriors in America. Also, basically, if you want to complete the whole first run, that would be starting with that one right there. You got your different variations for series 1. There's definitely some different colors that come up, shades and whatnot that change amongst a lot of the characters in series 1 that people now collect as variants and whatnot, but that's all very subjective. These are the major ones that people do recognize that came out and people do collect if you're out there hunting and whatnot. They gave you all the play sets that came out. Introduction to the premium, Stone Cobra, Sunburst, the clears, the gumballs, some of the later laser beasts here. And then obviously striped carp. These are one of the rarest ones there. An introduction to Japanese and the packagings options that they did have, as well as a textile Japanese laser beast checklist, which we need pictures. This text is not going to be enough. Come issue number 166. This is going to be the second part of your Battle Beast journey, and it is the Laser Beast full checklist, starting with the Shadow Warriors we saw in the previous one and going all the way to the end. You do have your different exclusive sets to complete your lines. Your shield battles, you can see these here. Those were released in America. Very, very rare. I'm talking unicorn rare, but they are out there. We do have the Japanese different sets there. All this is all the major stuff. This is top line. This is the end game right here. Gold drill, skull grotesque, or yellow drill, I should say. Gold drills right there. All these ones. These drills, crazy stuff. We're not talking about Japanese today. We got the gumballs. We got the SD super deforms. Very, very cool. We got the war monsters, Japanese single boxes, an introduction to the international stuff. So this is not a comprehensive of the whole entire line. But back in the day, this is all I had. So I read and memorized and was mind blown when I saw that they had all this Japanese stuff that we never knew existed. So I definitely wanted to. And thanks to Little Rubber Guys you got on there, I found Beastformers. He, I believe, had a blog page during that time as well. So I was definitely already getting information from him, and learning from so many other OG collectors that were on Little Rubber Guys. And like I said, go check those sites out, because Little Rubber Guys still has a lot of those forum pages and questions that maybe you come up with and are trying to understand, because you could go down that stuff for hours and hours and hours. So much time was spent learning and really being able to connect with like other people and see this whole other world, and it's just expanded since then with so many more things that have come out that we have found. So definitely pick up these books. And by the way, they do have 2 covers of each. This is 160s, like my nice one, and then my beater copy, and so I don't have another one of this one, but they do have it. All right, but besides these amazing toy guides, if you're looking for some other media in the book form that shows our characters in action, because it's always exciting to build on the lore and see our characters in actual movement, not just in our minds, then thank you, Battle Beast Mode. Shout out to him on Instagram, because he provided the Battle Beast community as well as you guys if you want to dig deeper into this Battle Beast hole with this upload of the UK hardbound annual from 1988 of the Battle Beasts. In this book right here, we're going to just shift through it really fast. You can see the first 18 characters, the characters that would have been used in the original promo or line kit that you see on the card backs that we're going to check out here just shortly. But the original characters that we remember are in this book. You have puzzles and things. It was a really fun thing if you were a kid back in the day to be able to have something to play with your Battle Beast outside of your toy world. So if you guys want to see more of this page, definitely you can head over to beastformers.blog. There's a download for you guys to enjoy there. Or head over to Battle Beast Mode on Instagram. Give him a follow. Give him a check out. He has an awesome collection. You see a lot of really cool stuff on there. And again, thank you so much for providing that to the community, because I don't own it. I always wanted to see the whole thing. And high quality scans all up there. You guys can see the really awesome pictures we were going through. And I really wish there was more stuff out there for us to see of that. So next, besides those ones, we did get some comic books in America by Blackthorn Publishing. 4-issue miniseries. This is issues 1 and 3. I do have 2, couldn't find it. Do not have 4. But on these ones, as you can see, we do have an introduction of some characters from series 2. The owl, the cuttlefish that would be in these stories. These books are all black and white. They are amazing. The artwork inside is fantastic. I wish I was a colorist and had crappy copies, and I would color them in. They are kind of pricey if you're looking for them, but definitely worth having to read. I believe you can also read these online, because I obviously did that a long time ago, so I wouldn't have to open up the books, but I have flipped through these to look at, and they are absolutely fantastic. So These are the only comic book version that we did get in the US until 2012 when IDW decided to try and revive the Battle Beasts franchise. We do have this 4-issue miniseries as well, following the Walrus, the Horn, the Hawk. I don't know which character he would be in the thing, but they introduced humans to it, and this it didn't go anywhere past this miniseries. That was pretty much going to be it on that, but it wasn't bad. It was okay. We all had hope that they were going to bring Battle Beasts back again. Look, there's Boar, Lion. So cool. So, but I mean, it's worth reading online as well. The only other book that I can shout out to you guys is the coloring books, which I also don't have. They're amazing. There are scans of those online as well. There are people who have posted that, and they are fantastic. The coloring books, all these books are all pretty pricey, and Battle Beast collectors definitely go after them. But if you're looking to add and learn more about the Battle Beast stuff so you can have it in your physical hand, not just figures, definitely check out a lot of these books and stuff that we're talking about. But onto the figures. Let's go. All right, so it's 1986, and Takara, Japan designs this wonderful line that we've all come to know right here in front of us. Hasbro's idea of a line would be a little bit different from what Japan was pushing in the beginning, as it is known in Japan as Beastformers. Surprise, surprise, since we had said that earlier, he got that name, but Beastformers is the name of Battle Beasts in Japan. Now, over there, they were doing a spin-off from the wildly popular franchise of Transformers, merging Beast with Transformers to create Beastformers, and that is what you got. They were divided into factions over there, and there is a cartoon that does showcase these amazing beasts in animated form, not just in hardbound books for you to enjoy. So please go check out Rebellion on Planet Beast. You can go look at it on YouTube, I do believe. We showed a little bit of it at the beginning intro of this video, but you get to see a lot of the earlier characters as well that are on these card artworks. You get to see them in animated form rolling around. We have White Leo, the main guy, and I guess see, over there, I think White Leo has always been kind of the top guy. To me, he was always also like the boss kind of guy, but I never saw the Japanese stuff before, so that was just kind of what I always thought growing up. But definitely, Takara killed it on there. We do not know who designed these figures or the line in general. It is something I really, really would like to know. A lot about the Battle Beast line is a mystery. More stuff is always coming out. But for the design-wise, all we know is the design. Takara designers are the ones who did it. Now, when you get into the play sets in the chariots, like so right here, we are not going to talk about these today, as we're going to save these for a whole other video so we can deep dive, because they open up and do all kinds of stuff. So we're going to save that for that. But when it came to the play sets in the chariots, that one is going to be designed by Hasbro. There was their part. Hasbro was the American distributor for the Battle Beast line, and as they took the idea for the Beastformers over to America, they changed the idea of the tie-in with the Transformers, completely eliminating that, coming up with the play feature of the rub sign, water, wood, fire. You play it with friends, you trade them, all that. That idea of trading and whatnot to try and institute more collectability amongst the line. But definitely over in America, it was more of a game-based thing versus the Transformers thing that was happening over there. Now, we did get several series in America before the line ended in a very short amount of time. 1.5 years to be precise, which is really crazy. The original line coming out, debuting in Japan in 1987, even though it was developed in 1986. But the summer of 87 in America will see the release of this line to mass retail and allow you guys to enjoy all these fond memories that are still embedded in us today. The commercial would have dropped, and it is fantastic. Japan, the line went for far longer than it did in America, and I was showing you some of those figures just earlier in the guide. So once you become an adult and you found out that there was a lot more, Japan had kept going. Again, they had a whole different idea with the line. So getting into this right here are our first 4 figures released in the line. Today we're just doing series 1. We're gonna, it's already taking long enough. Sorry for you guys. We're doing a deep dive into series 1, so we'll save the other series as they come down the road. But for series 1, these are the way that you started off. This is the main one. Like, I don't know why, but it's always been like the main piece because it's number 1 and 2, but these characters are also very iconic of like maybe they were just produced a lot back when I was young and saw them a bunch for sure. I definitely remember seeing the deer a bunch of times. But Pirate Lion, or White Leo as he's known in Japan, was the guy that I definitely thought was the boss of all the Battle Beasts. Who did you think was the boss of all the Battle Beasts? Perhaps yours is different. It was definitely going to be him or Rocky Rhino, just because of the character, the way it's presented on this card back. It definitely draws you in, the yellows and whatnot. So, as I was saying, the original line kit and promo kit that they would use for retailers and promoting the toys early on in 1986, it would have been these figures on here. Now on this one I can count like 12, but it would have been about the first 18 figures that would have been used in promotion and whatnot. Merchandise that was coming out during that time, lunchbox, costumes, anything like that would have used the original line kit characters that we're seeing. That's why I asked, like, who's the guy do you think? Another one I always thought was Bat, and he's right here as well. But I had him as a kid, and I always thought he had a presence of like a boss or whatnot. So we do have these fantastic figures staring at. Look at this, $249. Yeah, right. These things are ridiculously priced right now. We're going to take this one out of the package as well. Right here we do have a Protect Star case, old school. They have other cases for these now. A lot of the cases that fit the vintage raw G.I. Joes will fit a Battle Beast figure in there, but the Star cases are really, really nice, as you can see, for the Battle Beast. I do not have them for all of them. I wish I did. That one just came like that when I bought it long ago. The packages on the back are always the same, as well as you have the character in there with the weapons that are taped to the side. Sometimes the weapons have fallen off from the tape and they're kind of rattling around, but the weapons do correspond with the figures, as well as having a number on the weapon, as well as the figure, as we can see, hopefully on the camera will kind of pick it up. I don't even see it on this one, but I can see it on this one. So right there is a number 2. And then on this figure, you would have a number 2 as well right there. And that's going to correspond to the figure. And obviously in here, they come together. But as they start to produce more, different characters will come mixed in with different multi-packs. Then the weapons sometimes would not match them. Introducing a trading aspect with amongst friends to try and get the figures to match the weapons. It was actually pretty ingenious of Takara to institute it in that for collectors, old and young as well, so that way we know which weapons we need to complete, look for if you come about them in the wild and whatnot. That's actually really helpful as well. But super cool, and that does follow on into the later waves of Laser Beast and until the end of the line. So very awesome that they instituted that in there, as well as like probably a way to boost sales during the time. As we're going to see here, I collect in consecutive numbers. There's a lot of ways that these multi-packs were released. I do not know the ending number. It's all over the place. Some of them are a lot harder to find than others. You know, obviously more commons are put in there. But that way, if you did continue to get multiples of the characters, you could trade those characters off with other people that you knew. Since people were just walking around with like Beast in their pocket, it'd be like, hang on, boom, Deer Stalker, baby. What? I got you. Colonial Bird. Right? So, we'll get to them in a second. Alright, so finish it off before we go. We got Pirate Lion, main one. It's also usually one of the ones that's a little bit more pricier to collect. You got your heat symbol in the center. You put your hand on there. Your other friend would put their hand on there. And then you would see who wins. What do I got? Let's see if they come up. As I record, they'll start getting hotter and they'll like come up more for sure. These are my really good copies. Very clean. These are like my perfect ones. In Japan, these would have been the way that they were released. We're seeing the American version right here in the 2 packs that you could purchase. In Japan, they would have come out in the single boxes for every single character. Now, as the boxes change, and I will show you some as we continue to go on, we're not going to deep dive into these single boxes because we'll save those when we do a Japanese video. But on these ones, as some of the boxes change in a later date, they do have numbers that correspond with the figures as well. These ones in the original lineup, they're going to come in 2 different style boxes. You do have the Autobots and the Decepticons, red and purple. Obviously, that's not right here. And anytime I saw the boxes, I always associate those characters with being whatever that is. Autobots, I mean, White Lion, to me, he was like Lionel. He's like, obviously, Autobots. By the way, this is like one of my super grails for my single boxes or my Battle Beasts collection. It was really hard to find a first release like Pirate Lion. it's a whole thing about how these are released, but you get like first release ones. Like I said, we're not going to dwell into those today. But these ones, very simplistic. They come with the character, the same piece that you get in here. Most of the time it is the weapon that corresponds, but sometimes the Japanese ones it's also not the same, as well as having a card that does come in there showcasing like the lion. And I think there's like a picture. They look like this right here. But every character will have their card in there. And some of the cards, for especially the upper laser beasts, are very, very pricey. So, we got Big Zero or Deer Stalker. That's the Japanese name. I'm going to shout them out as we go along on here. As well as, well, let's get on to the next one. We got Goldar and we got Fly Kick. That's not what their names are. You guys don't know that, right? No, that's Ferocious Tiger and Colonial Bird, but in Japanese, that would be their names. I love this one. Goldar, he's dope. These two right here, not really any variants of these. That's kind of what you're getting unless you get into international and stuff like that. But when you're getting into Colonial Bird here, he does have quite a few different shades of blue or turquoise teal, if you would. So we have this version that we do see in the package. That is the one color right there. And then this is actually another version. This is like actually my childhood one, but you can kind of see that the blues are a little bit different, just a shade. So a lot of people do like to collect this one as well. It's not considered like a real variant, but it's definitely one that all the variant collectors always like want to grab that one. As well as when you're getting Ferocious Tiger, I do not have the other one, but these pinks and whatnot, there is like a darker fuchsia, I guess you will, more like a purple. Sometimes these rub signs stop working. Like they just give out over time. They'll just be black and they won't change, or they'll be missing. A lot of times people miss them. You got to have the rub sign to make it complete. That was my thing, and it had to be perfect. It doesn't have to work, and most of them do work that I own, but sometimes, I mean, I haven't played with these. I'm playing with these now because I'm doing the video. So we will see if they're working. He's wood, as he should be. He's a freaking bird. He's fire. I could go with that. I like the cats being fire. Another variant really fast to show off to you guys. This is going to be the French-Canadian version of this exact one. This is also Series 1 and how they were released over there. Everything is the same. You just have the different language that's on there all around. Card artwork, obviously the logo is different on here. The card artwork on here, though, you got more of a card stock. You got that full art Pokemon, if you will. You are missing the Series 1 bar. As you can see, the logo bar is missing on this card back. Now, in the American release, if you did get a very early first run, there are some that are missing the Series 1 bar on there. I do not own any of those, I do not believe, but maybe we'll see one as we keep going along. But over in Canada, they didn't do that on there, and it is really nice. You can see more of it, and it just looks really nice to see the whole picture. I wish I had a poster of this. Just no, eliminate that, the whole thing. Super, super spicy. Very, very cool. I try to have a variant from every single country around the world. I think I am only missing an Italian card, and so this is that one. Very, very cool. Obviously international stuff. Very, very hard to find. Doesn't come up as often, and we'll definitely talk more about those. Look at the cut on this card. Absolutely horrible. And then what I thought was fascinating, so we did have this color variation. This is going to be like more of the common one that we do see on the American card, and I actually do have a carded version of this variation right here. The darker variant came out in Canada, I guess you do get. And about earlier 88, Series 1 starts to dry up on store shelves, followed quickly at the same time with Series 2 and Series 3 closely behind it. Like I said, this line did run for a year and a half, basically on store shelves in America, pushing out about 4.5 series of figures. So they were cranking them along. There's many to collect, multitudes of combinations that were always being presented in front of you. And like I said, we are going to go consecutive style here. So we do have numbers 5 through 8 going. A lot of these characters definitely have a lot more combinations of characters that you could find on card back. But if you're crazy like me and collecting that way, that's the way you're going to want to do it. The man, look at the cut on this one. That is crazy. I will say that this one is unpunched. Look at that crispiness. Oh yeah, the one thing, can you guys, let's see if, yeah, like, do you see these like little symbol things? Right there. Right there. I always like wonder what they were. I'm guessing so you can like push it in so you can like pull the figure out. Maybe that's like a little kid finger. I'm guessing that's what that is. But in any case, these figures are definitely some fan favorites on here. Again, in the Japanese style, we do have an introduction of the Decepticon boxes, the purple grid style, which I always love. I need more of the purple ones. I am missing Triple Threat Snake, unfortunately, as I've never seen him come up. Well, I've seen him come up, just I miss him. He does look really good in the purple, though. The colors pop really good. And of course, you got to be a villain if you're in the purple. I always knew Killer Carp was a villain, but the frog and the elephant, obviously, he's probably an Autobot. I mean, people love the elephants. So we do have Sledgehammer, Elephant, we got Horny Toad, Killer Carp, and Triple Threat Snake. As you can see here, let's shout out their Japanese names because they're absolutely fantastic, saving the best till last. So Elephant here, we got Elephant, we got Drill Frog, Snake Bomb, and Killer Fish. Absolutely fantastic. I love his name. Really, I always love Killer Clark. Not a big fan of the snake. I always just thought the snake's hands are pretty weird. The weapons on these are pretty easy to put in as well, guys. If you guys are new and are just like, what is this line? They're about 2.5 inches. Pretty like soft feely or whatnot. They're really fun feeling in your hand. Not too squishy. I don't know. Like, they're maybe a little bit squishier than Kinnikuman or Muscleman. But anyways, so you have this, and fun fact for any figure, definitely Battle Beasts or vintage figures that you do have, if you're moving their arms, you're going to want to move them up by the shoulder blade. Just move them slowly. Don't go crazy like a kid. I do this with my modern figures, and it will keep your stuff nice from breaking and going when they get too brittle, depending on what line and whatnot you're doing. That's why I say you can use this for everything, but definitely be careful. There is a peg in here. It does pop in or out, so you can put different arms in there. You just have to kind of heat it up to put it in there. But for the most part, it works good, but sometimes a little peg pops off. You got to drill it out, and it's a pain in the butt, so try to avoid doing that. Now with these figures right here for number 5 and 6, there's not too many color variants that do pop up for these specific characters right here, although there is a different shade of his armor that you do find on Killer Fish. There's like a plum as well as a more magenta, which I guess would be a little bit darker form of the Ferocious Tiger, like his color like there. I mean, it's negligible. I do not have, it looks like a copy, but I'm sure Killer Carp has a ton. Also, I think there is a version with him with the yellow eyes, super rare as well. People like to collect that. And so you can see in here, the weapon has fallen out. Like I said, sometimes they do come out. There's the tape there, so the weapon did come off. But it's still in there. Same with his. His came off as well. These two are definitely ones I remember as a kid. They seem to be like kind of common. I do remember those ones on the shelf a lot. I do see those ones come up for sale quite often, these characters. I love the Toad. He's always one of my favorites as well. And then this one I don't remember seeing as much as a kid, but definitely love the color combination, how that pops on there, whether they're in the purple box or on the 2-pack. These color combination is really cool. So I'm sure this will be one of someone's favorite character is sitting on this table right now. But let's move along to the next set of figures. All right, getting into numbers 9 through 12, it gets a little screwy as it is really hard to stay consecutive numbers with a couple of these figures. The first one right here, number 9 and number 10, Rocky Rhino and Roaming Buffalo, is going to be the first of two where the consecutive numbers weren't, I'm not sure, actually produced in that way. And what I mean is, so looking at here, we have number 9 and 10 should be these two, but the only way I've ever seen Rocky Rhino to be consecutive is going to be Rocky Rhino with Sly Fox, which is going to be number 16, and then you get Roaming Buffalo with the Gator. I've never seen the Gator and the Fox together in a box. I've never seen the Rhino and the Ox together in a box. Now, that does not to say they don't exist. I definitely have never seen this one. That combination, I swear I've seen once, but it could have been a fever dream. So I'm not sure. It's a possibility that the way that the molds had to be produced. I know the base coat on some of the figures are the same, and then they apply the overcoat paint to them later. So perhaps like the Ox and the Rhino being the gray coloration was why they had to be in the mold, versus like we have this one and that one, we both have white on them. Perhaps that was like a whole base coat on that and they painted the brown over. Not really sure. Just speculating on that, but maybe that's why. And again, they might exist. I'm not sure. someone might have that super rare unicorn piece that I had no idea about. So we're going to pretend for a second that that's not Gruesome Gator, number 15. We're not to you yet. We're putting him up there. Obviously, I don't have the card back for the Sly Fox and the Rocky Rhino. It looks really good. I love the colors on it. I just never have gotten that one. It is one of the pricier ones, and I definitely need to complete that. Only a couple are missing, and that is one of them for sure. Just ridiculous that it always escapes me. You know what else is ridiculous? This 90-cent clearance sticker that's on here. That's insane. That is not what that costs now. The $2.39 one on there is also cool. I do like that the stickers are on there. That's nice to see. Where's that one from? Villa Clara store. Ah, man, $2.39. That's so crazy. So anyway, we're gonna pretend for today that Rocky Rhino is like sitting here. These guys are the Titans. They're definitely some of my favorites. All of these figures on this section right now are some of my favorites that I played with for sure as a kid. And the colorations with the green, and then as you can see here, the weapons do change to a nice bronze color once they get to numbers 10 through almost the end of the line. I'm going to say maybe like number 18 or something. So on here, you can kind of see we originally were showing off the gray weapons with the original people, and then at Rocky Rhino, it stops and it turns to bronze. And then if we show on the back end of Series 1, it's back to like gray again. That also happens with Series 2. There's a couple different colors that do pop up and change throughout, throw it off. But I love the like bronze. I think they pop. Definitely with like the green, that pops good. And then like we got Grizzly Bear over here. Also the names are amazing in Japanese for these figures. So we got Rocky Rhino, aka Gray Sharp, Muskhorn, or Roaming Buffaloes. We know him over here. We got Blitzkrieg Bat, a word that I've probably never even said until right now. That's ridiculous. So we got the Bat. That's all I called him as a kid. I obviously couldn't say that word. But in Japan, we got Devil Bat. Shit is hard. We got Grizzly Bear or Battle Bear. Shit is hard. Like, these characters are so dope. Like, he was always... Devil Bat was always like the boss bad guy for me. He just got that look. He's got the one eye. He's got the hook hand. He was just a bad guy, and he was always like the leader over my guys when I was like there playing with him as a kid. And then we had Grizzly Bear. He was the muscle. Like, he just looks dope. We can see here in this Japanese box, he's in the Autobots box style. I mean, he's a villain to me, but I can see it on the show. They could have like he could be the hero. They always have those brute guys as the Autobots and stuff for sure. He's the only one I do have of the Japanese single box. Missing a bunch. I know I've seen him. He's in the red box. He's in the red box. You know what? This whole section of numbers might actually just have been released in the Autobots box. So that's pretty crazy. But absolutely remember getting this one as a kid. This is one that I played with a lot. And one of my holy grails of my Battle Beast collection, this is definitely one of my favorites. We're going to check out the French version of Bat and Bear Les Dragonautes. That word, I'm sure I'm butchering it. It is hard as hell to say. I just called it the Dragon card back in the day, but this was definitely one of the hardest cards to find. I have not seen very many still since that day. Like I said, I was trying to get one card back or box artwork of every single country, and this is one that eluded me for a really, really long time. I actually do believe I got this from Beastformers off of Little Rubber Guys way back in the day. He had stumbled across it. I think I got it off of him, the forums, and I've cherished it ever since. A lot of my favorite pieces in my collection for the Battle Beasts are international pieces. They are so cool. There's other color variations you do not see in this versus the US version specifically, but once you get to like Spain and stuff, all these characters have amazing color variations that are definitely some of the best in the line. You can see the artwork on the French card is going to be the same besides the logo. Very, very different in comparison. You see there, you definitely know it's international. The back of it and whatnot is all the same, just in their language. So you're not getting anything too crazy new. Series 1 would have been produced all across Japan, North America. You would have Europe, places like Spain, Italy, Greece. I mean, the first line, the first series went kind of all over, and that is pretty much like it on that. Not a lot of places got the other series or other figures after that point, although so there was some distribution of later Laser Beasts in other places besides like Japan. But those are rare little occurrences. For the most part, Series 1 went kind of all out. That's why there's so many different card backs and versions of those characters that you could pick up, as well as different color variations and color changes and whatnot, depending on the factory or the companies that were making these figures during that time. So once you get to Series 2, it's kind of just like not too many color variations and things like that, because the figures just weren't really everywhere. And again, these are going to be a lot of the first figures in the line kit and they were first shown off. We're going to be looking at altogether in the first series, there's 28 figures. And again, in the promotion, you have like the first 18 is that. So that's going up to like the giraffe figure, as you see as we get to those. But these ones right here are going to be your main figures if you're looking to, what would you call that in the Ninja Turtle world? It's like your brick style, all right? The first 28, that's the brick style. Or the grid style, if you will, right there. Let's get that next crew up.